So Avinash, we were talking about how your training routine changes during the lockdown period. So how are you going about your training?
Probably my training, like I am doing a lot of my body weights training these days. I
Mhm,
since going to the gym is a little distant dream right now for the time being,
mhm, mhm,
and
mhm.
probably coaching thing. Lots of things are happening over online and over the phone.
Right. Mhm,
Probably which is little difficult because when you are
mhm,
with a player in person, you tend to get
mhm.
the pulse, you tend to get the vibes.
Right. Right.
A little difficult online and little difficult over the phone, but yes, that's all we're trying to manage as of now.
Absolutely, absolutely. With these new changes, probably that you're saying, you're coaching through, video calls, you online, that personal touch is not there. How does that
Correct.
hamper probably you as a coach and probably a trainee?
Well, I'm saying like when you are in person, there are lots of things like you tend to catch up from a per player's reaction.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Probably you got to see a lot of things in live, and then probably you got to carry it from there. But over
mm-hmm,
online
mm-hmm,
or over a video
mm-hmm,
call, you miss all
mm-hmm.
that.
Right.
It doesn't look like a personal touch. It doesn't look
Mm-hmm,
like a
mm-hmm.
personal coaching. It's like you're trying to help him, but you're not able
Right,
to. Sometimes it happens that you're not able to put it across to him
right,
over the video
right,
call. But when
right.
you're in person, you can demonstrate, make him feel
Mm-hmm,
that
mm-hmm.
all those slight, maybe I should say all those small things, but it makes a huge difference.
Right, right.
But
But
now
getting
probably I
used to
said
this. Sorry,
yes,
continue.
yes. People, sorry. What happened like right now? Even the players are understanding the current scenario. They are even
Mm-hmm,
trying to adjust with it because they know this is the best they could right now, and they're trying to
mm-hmm,
utilize it, and they are
mm-hmm.
cooperating with it. That's the best part about that.
Mm-hmm. That's the best part. Perfect, perfect. You've done many hats. You've been a head coach. You've been a selector for the Coimbatore District Cricket Association. You've been a fielding coach with two different teams. One with Chepak Suitable is in the Tamil Nadu Premier League. One with the Tamil Nadu State team. You've also been a manager for the Coimbatore District Cricket Association team. And what do you love? What interests you the most?
Well, probably I won't say that I'll pick one. Probably for me, the main thing is getting connected with the game. As long as I'm
Right.
connected with the game in any form, I'm very happy with doing that.
Perfect.
But
Perfect.
this is the game which has got me through far. So
Mm-hmm.
anything for the game.
Perfect, perfect. Let's talk a little bit about your experience with the Tamil Nadu state team. You know, the first thing that you look at the Tamil Nadu state team, in the Ranji Trophy is the presence of Indian cricketers. Uh, how probably, with the current generation, let me take the examples of say Dinesh Karthik, Murli Vijay, Ravichandran Ashwin, and even Washington Sunder to an extent. But how easy or difficult is it to manage a team or to be associated with a team which has got say so many stars and so much of experience at the international level?
Well, probably to start with, I was lucky enough. I played with them, probably, so that helped me to gel the rapport to straight away. And trust me, these are very genuine cricketers, professional cricketers. They mean business. It's not about yes, they carry a big stardom with them. They have a lot of experience international, but still, they are always ready for a discussion. They are always ready for what has to be done on the ground.
Mm-hmm,
I am the
mm-hmm,
fielding coach. I'm standing there with a drill, and they give
mm-hmm.
100% there.
Right,
So it's
right,
not like so. That's the best part about these people. Like they are like
right.
perfect. Love working with them.
Perfect. So, any instances that you can connect where their stardom has come probably useful to you or not useful to you?
Well, I will never say that I'm looking forward for them stardom to be used by me. Probably I am there as a fielding coach, so what and our ways in all ways I could help them is what my motto is. I can
Yeah.
recollect an incident which happened in 2016 season. Probably Dinesh Karthik, who got injured, had a finger injury, and probably he wasn't keeping in a couple of matches for that. And the next match he was supposed to get into that, so he was supposed to keep.
This was in the Ranji
The
Trophy.
exactly 2016-17. So the
Right.
third match of the season or fourth match, if I'm not right, Just before the season, we are entering the ground for the fielding practice session. Dinesh comes over and says like, Avi, okay, before you start with anyone, I want you to start with me to a fielding session today. I'm like, okay, done. Since I haven't kept for the 2 matches, so I'm looking for something very specific. So this is what the schedule is. I need this sort of catches, 25, 25, 25, 25, and he goes on, he finishes at 200. So 200 catches for the day, Avi. We are going to take that. And he starts doing that, and he takes 200. He feels confident. He gets back to the game. I never seen any stardom there. They come to me. They come as just normal cricketers. They do their professional thing, and they go back.
Right.
It means business to them. That's it.
Perfect.
The same thing happened this time.
Go on. Sorry, go on. Go on.
Same thing happened. We were playing a one-day matches this time, Vijay Hazare Trophy in Jaipur. Murli Vijay, he comes, he makes sure that he takes 50 catches a day every day. In the fielding session, he comes, okay, he finishes the batting, he comes, okay, 50 catches. Non-stop 50 catches I take, I'm off from the ground. If he doesn't, he takes again. He starts from 1.
So he misses the 46th catch and he gets back from 1 to 50 again.
1.
Wow.
But very rarely has done that. Very rarely has missed it. Let me be very honest.
Terrific fielder. He's been a terrific fielder. Correct. Now, having worked with these, teams, what is the biggest challenge that you take for yourself as a coach, as a fielding coach?
Yes, because when I get into this team, probably like lots of stars around. So like the expectation, the intensity, the energy level has to be that level. You got to maintain that intensity each and every session you get down to the game. Because they are experienced like that. So anything, any drop in intensity or any practice session, and they are out of it. So that's the biggest challenge for me, like to maintain that intensity each session we get onto the field.
And how do you prepare for that intensity?
Probably we have lots of drills going around where we keep chirping around, keep encouraging everyone and do that drills around on the clock drill. And that kept rolling it. It got well when they started the season, and we made it a must for every practice session.
Right. And can you elaborate on one or two drills that you usually do with these players?
Probably not the whole team. It's all a team drill. Like probably we have 3-4 stations around, and each station will have something else, someone doing some skill, and the ball just keeps going around everyone. So like at point of time, there is like roughly 5-6 people who are always involved in the game, involved in that fielding session. So it goes on, and probably towards the end we have a challenging something like that. We give them a target where probably the last session will be the direct hit. So I give them a challenge that if you are done with 5 direct hits, we can walk off. We can finish the fielding session. And there have been times they just finished off within 5 throws, 5 on 5, and they just keep walking off. There have been instances like that.
Right. And who is the most easiest player to kind of manage or mold in the Tamil Nadu team? Well, let's be talking about Tamil Nadu. We'll get to TNPL in a while, but in the Tamil Nadu team, who's the most easiest player for you?
Easiest, like probably like Vijay Shankar and Washington and one few like and Nataraj. They just keep discussing things. So like, and whenever they find time, whenever there's a fielding session done, they come to me, discuss about it. Okay, what could have been done? What should have been done? There's that. So that's the rapport is outstandingly well. So I feel free to talk to them. They feel free to talk to me about anything. So that makes it a little easy. And probably there's no one difficult to be about in the Tamil Nadu side. But everyone's looking forward to show their skill.
Right. And that the rapport between these players also matters a lot, right? I think the team is, they gel very quickly with the support staff among themselves. And I think that has been one of the secret of successes for TN's run in the domestic circuit.
Correct. Very correct. I totally agree to that. It's because of the team camaraderie, the team gelness, how well we start knowing each other, how well we start knowing what's his strengths, what's his weakness. And that as a team makes a huge difference.
But when we think of Tamil Nadu, one thing that comes to our mind is the elusive Ranji Trophy title. Where is that? Why is Tamil Nadu not able to cross the finish line?
Why is probably a difficult thing to say. Probably we have been close enough on 2-3 occasions. Probably I say like probably the end should be somewhere near soon. We should be getting that soon. That should be the case. Probably I remember probably in 2016 we were playing a semi-finals against Mumbai. Just in a matter of 10 minutes, the whole game changed. We were on upper hand, and 10 minutes, lunch to tea, the things just got changed. So that's something like crucial moments we missed in the game, and that's how it went away probably. And I feel like once we start getting these crucial moments in the game to our side, things should be fine soon.
Right. But when you're talking about shifting momentum in cricket, I very well remember. I think it was in Lahli, if I'm not wrong, when TN was playing Mumbai. I think it was 3 seasons ago when Dinesh Karthik tried a reverse sweep or a scoop, and he got caught behind, and then the game changed from there. So those kind of little shots that experienced players play, which can actually cause probably a downfall of a team. How does the dressing room scene look like at that point?
I won't say anything against Dinesh because he was good at that. Probably it didn't work out that day. That's what I say. I'll put it as something like that. So
correct.
Probably that was this is about it. Like this was a good match. We played against Mumbai. Probably they won by last 2 wickets when Abhishek Nair happened to
probably correct. It was a very narrow victory for Mumbai. And it was a low-scoring game also. I think about 100 in each innings. Probably it was a green pass.
94 was the target set for them, the 4th innings, and they were probably 80 for 8. I remember that 80 for 8. And probably then Abhishek Nair's beauty got them through.
Right. So in those kind of situations, what is the dressing room scene like? How do you, as a support staff, probably sit and motivate these players or talk to them saying, okay, this is done, we have to move on to the next? How difficult or easy is that?
Probably Rishikesh was there that season, and it was my first year also that. I was little hesitant because my first season being as a fielding coach was such a big side. The loss after Lahli probably what happened that after that is it boosted us. Mumbai were playing a good side, and probably on such a wicket we lost. It was either way. The game was either way. They were 80 for 8. So either way. So there was nothing like no one even put their head down, our shoulders drooping. Everyone was charged up after that. There was a debutant K. Vignesh who picked up 5 in that. That was his debut match, and so like everyone was doing his part. So the team was like, yes, we are doing, and Rishi Bhai was very perfect with that, saying that everyone was doing the right direction, and just few here and there we missed that, as I said, the moments. And if not for that, things should have been fine. And after that, we picked up, we won everything. We went on to be the semi-finals there again, Mumbai.
Correct. Again, Mumbai. Right. So, now, you've mentored, teams at the age group level also. What is the first thing that probably a school-going kid should, understand about cricket before he or she picks up the bat or a ball and, wants to become a cricket player, wants to make a career in the game? This was actually one of the viewers' questions.
Okay. Probably I'll say to start with, anyone who's want to pick up the bat as a cricket career or ball as a thing, always look forward. If you really want to play the game, are you enjoying it? Is it your passion?
Right.
If there is a fire in your belly saying that, yes, I need to pick it up, I have that passion in me, I'll play. If you're enjoying this, please go ahead. Yes, you may not reach the treetop. Okay, I can understand that everyone cannot be playing for India. But unless and otherwise you have that passion, you won't even reach somewhere.
Right.
If you're taking a peer pressure saying that this has been forced by maybe family pressures or parents that I have to play, I'm sorry. That's not the right way to do it.
Right. And to complete that question, what are the minimum fitness levels that are needed for an age group cricketer to climb up the ranks?
Probably, I don't know what standard are you talking about? Like fitness, minimum qualities. But I'll say that off late, cricket is more about fitness. The more you fit, the better is the result. As simple as that. You have n number of examples right in front of you. There is Virat Kohli, who is the fitness epitome of right now for everyone. He doesn't sit quiet. He doesn't have an off days. He works in the gym. He runs. He does everything which is required for him to stay fit, and that's the reason what we see on the screen, the number of hundreds he's been scoring.
True.
So
very true.
there's no standard that you have to do this much, you have to do that much. Stay fit, do all sorts of fitness. And these days there are so many SNC coaches who help you out to do that. Know what is required for your skill. If you're a fast bowler, if you're a spinner, if you're a batsman, know what is required for you. Keep working. Please make sure you work at least twice a week on your fitness.
And for Tamil Nadu, is there somebody who is working with the team right now in this particular season that is about to start?
As of now, we haven't. But I think Badrinath has started working with this team. He has been working on his mental conditioning thing and talking to players. But as players, like everyone have their individual thing. They on a personal level, they do that. They do that with a couple of mental toughness coaches from Bangalore, Mumbai. There are players who personally do that.
And talking about Tamil Nadu players and the stars that it has got in it. What is your how have you seen Washington Sundar come up the ranks? Is he going to be the next probably say? I should not say is he going to be the next Ravichandran Ashwin, but is he going to be the
already
next his Washington Sundar in the Indian team in all the formats?
Well, white ball he has been tremendous. The only thing probably he has done outstandingly well with the bat and the ball in TNPL. Probably it's a matter of time that he starts doing that higher the ranks.
With the red ball.
He bowls with a white ball. He bowls the opening, and his economy rate is somewhere around 6 in all the T20 that he has played.
Formats, correct. That's commendable.
That's outstanding for someone, and that's the reason I think the team is very comfortable having him start the innings. In so much time, with the white ball, probably red ball is just a matter of time. He has scored heavily in the Chennai League and stuff. Ranji Trophy also he has been doing the well. It's just a matter of time, I feel.
Talking about narrow losses, probably this season we've seen Tamil Nadu, going down by 1 run on might be 2 occasions. Was it 3?
One in the one days, one in the T20.
One in the T20s and one in the ODIs.
So probably T20 thing was a little hard because we thought like we had the game. If not for the throw from Manish Pandey, probably we had the game. We had the trophy.
Right. Coming to TNPL, it's been a revelation for Tamil Nadu cricketers, no doubt about it. Talk about your experience with Chepauk Super Gillies, especially working with teams, with the team which has won twice, with the coach like Hemang Badani at the helm. What did you learn from that?
Oh well, probably I started with TNPL, then got into the Tamil Nadu side.
Correct.
Right, so it was a big platform for me when I started. Hemang Bhai just called me once a day. Okay, Avi, are you ready for it? Are you willing to work? Mala, like obviously. So it was a big thing. TNPL was the first season, and like lots of hues and cues going around about the tournament stuff. And with Hemang Bhai, what I learned is professionalism. He's very professional. He's very professional, and the man management from him is outstanding. Probably I'm still learning from him. I'm just trying to get better with each year passing year. So that's something I learned. He knows how to talk to players, when to talk what.
Right.
So that's a very, very big thing. So first when I started, I was okay, he was monitoring me, and a couple of years down the line, he said, okay, that's your forte now.
Department.
Whatever you have to do, yes, please go ahead.
Do it. Players, what do you tell them to, that fine line between aggression and sledging? What do you tell them to, keep in mind always? Or are you stressing is okay?
Probably I was a fast bowler, so probably I'll give you the aggression side. You need to give it back. Probably if that can help you to get a wicket, please do that. But don't cross it. Don't go overboard. Right. Anything within control aggression is fine. Our play sledging has become a part of a game. It's a pretty normal thing.
Normal thing now. Okay. Now that Vijay Shankar is with Chepauk Super Gillies, after say initial years, what kind of value addition that he's brought to the table?
Probably he's one of the best all-rounders in the country is seeing right now. So that's a huge addition for us. Probably the third season he couldn't play a match for it and was very upset.
He was in charge, right?
He didn't make the debut the third season. Yes, he was. So he was very much looking. Probably the fourth season also he was on and off, but he was very much looking forward. Like his body language, no matter what, I'm going to play this time. And the beauty is, whenever he bowls a first ball, he has a wicket in his hand. Let it be Indian match or probably let it be TNPL. he does that. He has the knack of doing that, and probably his addition is like a good batsman, a good bowler, and outstanding fielder. What more can a team ask for?
Looking at, getting back to your little experience, for all our viewers who are just tuned in, there is a surprise at the end of this, session. So please stay tuned. And yeah, I think he knows it. But then, yeah, you've actually played, cricket with international clubs in the UK, Scotland, with the clubs there. What's the difference of atmosphere like when you compare it with our club culture and probably their club culture?
Probably if you're talking about Chennai's culture, it's one of the best. Probably what happened when I went played in UK, it was like I was a professional. So they were looking out for things only for me. Whatever inputs I'm going to give it to them, that's it.
Okay.
If this is what we have won the toss, we are batting, we are bowling, we are fielding, this is what the field position, this is how we're going to go about. They just look forward a cue from you.
Okay.
But here, it's like interesting, like the totally everyone is a professional here. Let me put it that way. So all 11 players playing the team is a captain. They decide for themselves what is to be done, how the game has to proceed, and the competition is fierce in Chennai. I'll put it as one of the best league format in probably the country.
Did you learn something from there that you had actually gone ahead and implemented, say, with in the TNPL or with the Tamil Nadu state team?
Probably, I'll say like when the conditions down there, it was going to help you out, it's going to swing the ball. So it's got to be very perfect. Like if you, I was an outswinger, so I keep bowling that outswingers for them, and there was a chance that they can well left, they can get beaten. But for me to get that wicket, that in swinger was a must for them there. Okay. So that's one thing which I've learned, that I got to mix it up when I was in my playing days. I was happy being bowling and outswingers, but that taught me down there that I have to learn the other way also, so that I can get the wickets.
Right.
So that's one thing which I started working from there.
And was that that little culture difference? How adaptive were you to that, or how difficult was it to adapt?
They were all professionals cricketers. They just love playing cricket. So it wasn't that difficult. So the one thing which united us was cricket, that's it. Apart from that, okay, like after match, probably the match culture, after the celebration culture, it's different from there and here, the way it is done. But on the field, it's still the cricket. It's still same old cricket what is played in India. So probably that united us.
You are a BCCI NCA accredited level A coach. So how does it help you in your career now? How are you looking at using that experience? Is an IPL contract support staff? Is an IPL support staff contract waiting for you?
Crossing my fingers for it.
Probably that's missing in your CV actually. When I look at your CV, probably an IPL team, a support staff, an IPL team. I don't see, probably from the outside, I don't see any thing why you should not do that.
Let's hope for the best. Let's hope for the best. Things fall in place.
Right.
Probably the level I think probably we had a 6 days course in Chennai, and probably I learned the basic. Like when we are playing, we are thinking about the game. When as a coach, it's totally different. Like you got to think about the players' point of view. How about the techniques? How can you make them feel better? There's so many things that you got to think about as a coach. Like playing time was a little easier.
I just read that comment.
Yeah. Now you sit back and think. Like let's think when you're playing, it's only you got to manage yourself.
Right.
Pretty simple, one-on-one. But when I was a coach, it's on 15, or not even 15, I'll say other support staff also, it's at 20. So you got to be like managing 20 together. Yes, so probably something like that. But I'm enjoying that.
Getting back to, say, a little bit of Tamil Nadu cricket, who is the closest to you in the team, off the ground? Who's that one cricketer that you can say, just pick up your call and just talk to him for like hours together?
Probably you're talking about the players right now or anyone in Tamil Nadu cricket?
Probably you can answer both, in fact.
Players' point of view, probably I talk to Jagdishan, I talk to Nataraj, and apart from that, if in the Tamil Nadu circuit, probably it's Palni Amarnath.
In fact, you had worked with a lot of players who've played both the IPL, you've played in the Tamil Nadu team, you've played at the NPL. We have also seen instances of people, changing, once they see that money, that fame, that stardom that they get. How do you see players, in Tamil Nadu probably tackling that issue? You've had a Murugan Ashwin, you've played the IPL, you've had a T. Natarajan, you've had a Vijay Shankar, Washington. They've played all stages.
I'll say I'm lucky enough that I haven't come across those people. Probably I'll say that because being the best, probably I'll say the world number one bowler, Ashwin also comes, does the drills, does things which is required to do, and walks off when he was playing the season. So it's like Dinesh Karthik, as I already mentioned about Dinesh Karthik, Murali Vijay, Vijay Shankar, Washington, everyone, Murugan Ashwin, Nataraj, they're all like down to earth people. Okay, we add upon them like, okay, he has an IPL contract for this much, he has played international this much. We just add upon them, but they never look like that. They are pretty normal human beings who have an appetite to play higher and higher and higher and play good cricket. They keep coming like that as professionals. Truly professionals.
Right.
There has been time when I had a chat with Dinesh Karthik. He keeps advising me what I can do, how I can go about. So it's been either way like.
This is one player who has probably, not lived up to the expectations. From the outside, I am telling you this. Probably Varun Chakravarti. He was touted to be that mystery spinner, that guy who brings in the X factor for, say, in the IPL circuit, in the domestic circuit. Has he lost his mojo somewhere in between? Was it because he was into a different field? He was an architect earlier, and then he became a cricket player. Is it got something to do with that?
No. Probably I'll say it. See, when he played TNPL last year, probably third year when Madurai won, he was instrumental in their winning. He was showing his skills. He was showing everything. Unfortunately, he happened to pick up a shoulder injury, which got him probably years to recover. Probably he kept changing the doctors. He couldn't get the right solution for it. So that's the reason it got delayed. I'll still say that he will come back as a mystery spinner, which are still looking for, and he will live up to the expectations of everyone. Because he's been doing really well. I've seen him work. He's been doing really well. It's just the injury part, people never knew that, and that's how probably he's battling it. Once he's out of the injury, he should be there where he's supposed to be.
One last cricket question before I move on to a surprise. There are a lot of superstitions, that a lot of us we hear. For example, say Sachin Tendulkar always wears his left pad first. What is one such superstition in the Tamil Nadu team which probably not many are aware of?
Well, I don't find any superstitious as of now. I haven't seen. Probably yes, in the bus, probably there are first few seats which have been blocked for people who sit all the time there. Apart from the bus seats in the, probably I am someone who take on the fourth seat on the right.
You have your own superstition, okay.
Probably
interesting, okay.
Probably interesting in the sense but it's giving good results. So why do you want to change that? Probably one such day it hits your mind. Okay, why didn't I take that seat? Okay, it's not going to work against us. So why do you do that? So it's something like people. There are players who have that habit of having the same place in the bus, someone in the same place in the ground. I should be entering the ground like this. I should be entering the ground like that. So there are sports is something like where everyone has this superstitious. Everyone is superstitious.
Cricket is a game which involves a lot of money. What do you tell these players who are from the middle class or from the lower middle class who have excellent ambitions to grow? How should they not be demotivated with that factor of money?
If you start playing good cricket, money will keep following you. You don't need to follow it. It will come in search of you. There have been so many instances are probably things right in front of you. There are so many examples in front of you. You can take an Hardik Pandya, you can take a MS Dhoni. it's not if they have been running behind money, they wouldn't have been where they are. They are running behind the game.
Very,
They know what they are
very
capable of. Keep working on your game, and
very
other things will keep following. Have your vision towards playing the game. The rest will be taken care.
Thank you so
Pleasure
much
was
for your
mine.
time.
Pleasure was
It was a pleasure too. Thank you very much. And we'll connect soon again.